Well, good afternoon, everyone, and today I'm coming to you from the freezing cold Georgia Piedmont. Temperatures right now are around 30 degrees Fahrenheit. In fact, for this weekend, there are only a handful of places in the state of Georgia that are going to get above 50 degrees. So, unfortunately, I'm actually not going to be able to do any herping this weekend based on those temperatures. However, within the next week, temperatures are actually going to nearly double. It's going to get very warm by the end of the week, and those will be better herping conditions. So over the course of the next week, hopefully we'll start seeing more herps, and whatever I find, I'll show it to you. But beautiful clear blue skies, just really, really cold weather. It's this polar vortex that's hitting the US right now. So I just found the skeleton of some snake species. Any sign of identifying it pretty much has long passed, and it's to the point of extreme difficulty unless you can differentiate snake bones. But my best guess is probably, I would say, a young black racer, southern black racer, based on just like the width of the skeleton, but I don't know. Really interesting, and here's the surrounding habitat that it was found in. Alright everyone, I got my first herp of the day. I just flipped this log and got my first marbled salamander since 2022. This is so exciting. Alright, so here's the marbled salamander in hand. He seems to be pretty lethargic. Temps are in the mid-60s right now, but he's just chilling, not trying to move at all. These are really unique salamanders because marbled salamanders, they're abystamids, so they're related to spotted salamanders and other mole salamanders, but they breed in the fall, which is very unique. There's really only one other species of mole salamander that does that. And in Georgia, marbled salamanders are actually pretty common. In other parts of their range, they can be very hard to find. So I am beyond happy. I've not seen one of these since 2022. There we go. Awesome find and awesome start to the day. Well, I just realized there's a snail under this log. I have no idea what species it is, but we've been posing this marbled salamander for some photos here. So, yeah, really cool. Well, I just flipped another log, and I got an even more stunning marbled salamander than the last one. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. Oh my god. Haven't seen a marbled salamander in a year and a half, and we've got two in like 5 minutes here. Unbelievable. So look at that absolutely stunning dorsal pattern on this marbled salamander. I'm pretty sure we've been finding our males because the females, instead of these white bands, will have more gray bands. But that's awesome. 2 marbled salamanders on the day. Alright, so I'm on the edge of this wetland, and look at what we got! It's our second species of salamander on the day. It's a spotted salamander. I can't even remember the last time I've seen a spotted salamander. This is another species of abystamid, or more commonly referred to as mole salamander, and it's closely related to the marbled. But the spotted salamanders, they will come out and breed during the springtime. So, very interesting. We're gonna get some photos of this guy and see what else we can find. It's a good-sized spotted salamander, almost as big as my whole hand. That's really awesome. Just love the spot pattern on this guy, and he has some orange spots around his head. Looks, yeah, you can tell it kind of looks like it's a male there just because of that inflamed vent or cloaca, so really cool. In this part of their range, they actually breed this time of year, so it doesn't surprise me because the wetland is just right over there. Then maybe at night he'll go and start laying spermatophores and coaxing females and stuff like that, so. Awesome. Well, you can hear the deafening call of spring peepers and what I believe are some species of chorus frog, all mixed together in this wetland over here. So that is absolutely wild. It's an amphibian frenzy so far. So I just flipped this log right here, and as you can see, we got a toad. Alrighty everyone, here's a better shot at the toad. So this is an American toad. It's my first toad of 2024. And we can tell it's an American toad because you see all those warts. This guy is really dirty, but usually American toads will have these large dark spots, and on those dark spots they only have 1 to 2 warts, and I don't really see any more groupings that have more than 2 warts. These are all like big singular warts here. So basically we are beyond the range of southern toads or north of southern toads, so I'm pretty sure this is an American toad, but he's very, like I said, kind of covered in mud here. So yeah, really cool. My first toad of the year, and I flipped it under a log. Sweet. Just found this cool slug on this log I wanted to flip. Let's see if there's anything. Oh, it's actually on the leaf. Nothing there. Alright, do you see the herp? It's right in front of me. Here, I'll zoom in. This absolutely beautiful American toad that just blends in so colorfully with the leaf litter. Second one of the day. I've never seen an American toad with this coloration before. A red colored American. Look at that. Zoom in a little bit. That's unbelievable. That's a really cool looking toad. So the toad moved over here. See if you can find it. Because honestly, it took me a hot minute because I had to look away to find it again. Right there. Again, here's just a better look at this toad. I've been filming and photographing it for a little while now. That is just absolutely stunning. It really blends into the leaf litter. unbelievable. You know what's so amazing about this? I've probably seen hundreds of, here's the back of the toad. Just look at that coloration. The amazing thing about this is I've seen probably hundreds of American toads in my lifetime, that they're such a common species that sometimes I just look the other way. But in this situation, you see something so unique and individual that looks so different, and it really makes you bust out all your camera gear and get hundreds of photos of it. It's amazing how the common species sometimes just never get old. And no matter how many times you see them, sometimes you see something that you've never seen before. All right, we just got our third salamander species of the day. This is a southern two-line salamander that I literally flipped under the log that that red American toad was next to. So that's really cool. I don't think I'm going to get this guy in hand. We're just going to leave him be and gently put his log back on top of him. Actually, I may just grab it to move it so we don't crush it. So I may get it in hand, actually. All right, so I do have the southern two-line salamander in hand, and the reason why I did this is because I've done it before where I've just put the log back on top of the salamander, or in this specific case was a rock, and ended up crushing the salamander. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put him, his head's facing this way, and he can just go right back into his little log. And he can go under it himself. So there's a look at this southern two-line. Here you go, buddy, under the log. He'll find a spot where he can bury under too. So what I'm going to do is also move this leaf litter to kind of cover it a little bit, and he'll work his way under the log. But yeah, right next to that red American toad, southern two-line salamander. Well, basking on this log was a turtle that I've never seen before. Before I could even get my phone out, it dipped and someone walked by closer and spooked it into the water. So I'm not going to count it as a lifer because I couldn't really get a positive ID, but if it pops up again, I'll show it to you, or at least try to get footage of it. Okay everyone, so we got a squirrel on this log here, and there's a tree that's like, it's that tree right there. There's a hawk, it looks like a red-tailed hawk, that's perched on it. That looks absolutely terrible. You can kind of tell that there's a raptor there. So I wonder if this hawk is going after the squirrel there, and I'm the thing that's preventing the hawk from going to get it. So I'm going to see if I can get footage of the hawk better than this, but we'll see if something cool happens here. Well, that squirrel got lucky because the hawk flew off as soon as I got my camera out, and it went off in that direction. So yeah, I mean, this is some really open habitat here, and originally I just saw the squirrel, it was looking at me, and then the hawk flew from over here just basically to the tree behind this dead one, and nothing really happened. So squirrel lives another day. Well, good night everyone. It is the next day after our salamander adventure here in the Georgia Piedmont. We got a ton of rain today. It was relatively warm, and so what I'm deciding to do is go out and do some night cruising for some salamander movement, as some of these salamanders will be moving to ephemeral wetlands to breed. I'm going to be meeting up with my friend Ananth, so I'm pretty excited for that. Honestly though, I have no idea how I'm going to do today, because I actually been driving all over Georgia today. I was driving for pretty much 8 hours, going from the coastal plain around the Piedmont, doing some stuff for work. So I have my energy drink in case I start getting a little tired, but hopefully we can get some cool salamanders, and that adrenaline rush will fuel me through the night. All right, everyone, we have what appears to be a southern leopard frog, which is really cool. It's the first herp we've gotten on film tonight. All right, we got a spotted salamander, our second abystamid on the night. So that tiger salamander was my lifer and the main target. So really anything else is kind of bonus. So make sure this guy gets off the road safely and we'll keep on going.
When do the spotted metamorphose around here, Gabe? It's cool.
Yeah, I think this is one of the invasive ones. I'm not
Dang.
certain.
Yeah, I've been seeing some. Southern,
or smooth.
because see how smooth and well defined the edges of that leg stripe are? So this is a coastal plain species that has like a long arm of its distribution up into here. It's very cool that they're up here.
Wow.
Heck yeah.
That's fun. Very silly. As soon as it's foggy enough, the plethron are like, yeah, it's basically nighttime.
Sweet.
Alright everyone, so that is going to be a wrap on the second Herping vlog episode of 2024. And at the time of recording this outro, it is February 1st, so we're wrapping up the first month of the year. And despite the fact that we've had this record-breaking cold temperature come through in January, I was still able to make out decently in finding reptiles and amphibians. In this particular herping vlog, I'll say that it was really nice to find abystamids or mole salamanders because it had been some time since I had last seen them. But the personal highlight of not only this herping vlog, but honestly I think so far in 2024, was seeing those eastern tiger salamanders. It was the first time that I had ever seen one before, and they are such really cool salamanders, not only to look at, but they can also be really challenging to find as well. So to see two was really exciting. And yeah, also finding our third eastern diamondback during the duration of this herping vlog was really exciting. And that's a species over the past year that I've seen countless times, but I never tire seeing a diamondback, absolutely for sure. So yeah, we've been off to a good start here in 2024, and I'm really excited because living here in the state of Georgia, this is one of the best places to herp in all of the United States. We have an incredible diversity of reptiles and amphibians here. Just for comparison, there are over 50 species of salamanders in the state of Georgia. There are more salamanders here than there are reptiles and amphibians in all of New England where I grew up. So to me, that's just really incredible to see that, and we're already up to 8 species on the year. However, in addition to that, the state of Georgia has an incredible diversity of snakes, and one thing that's really interesting is that the state of Georgia also has these different geographical regions. Here in the northern part of the state, we have the Piedmont, the Cumberland Plateau, Ridge and Valley, and the Southern Appalachians and the Blue Ridge Mountains. And then as you work your way south, we get into the coastal plain, which looks like you're more in Florida. So it's an incredible diversity of landscapes, and in those landscapes we have different diversities and different species, slightly different species of reptiles and amphibians. Salamanders are definitely more concentrated in the northern part of the state, but you get some really cool snakes as you work your way south. And it's seasonal down here as well. We actually do have seasons if they're mild winters. And I say that because last year I lived in the Everglades in South Florida, where there's really no seasons other than a dry and wet summer. So yeah, as the year progresses here in Georgia, we're going to see a shift in the activity of different herps, and I'm really excited to see that. So that's going to be, and I know it was me rambling on for quite a bit here, but this is going to be the end, as I said, of the second herping vlog episode. And if you liked what you saw in this video, and even the first herping vlog, feel free to subscribe to my channel if you want. I have plenty of other herping content that you can check out, and you can stay tuned for future episodes, which I'm hoping to release many more this year. Alright, thank you so much. I hope you all have a good day, and if it's warm enough in your area, get out there and herp and find some cool things. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.